Welcome, A Train All Aboard tourism fans, to A Train All Aboard Tourism with Omnius Prime. Episode 2, Resort Reborn, Expertly Won. All aboard! It's prime time with Professor Prime. In this episode, I am going to go through from beginning to end and show you how I won this Resort Reborn episode on the expert difficulty level. So here we start out. It's April 8th. The game actually starts on April 1st. But I did a few things, and I wanted to get to this point to show you what I like to call Phase 1. Now, I'm going to start off. There are two big things that I really had helped me win this game. The first is the government subsidies. And as you can see, I have already picked up 3.6 billion yen of subsidies. Two here in Nakazawa, a little one here in Saku, one over here in Yagamine. And those are the only ones that I really wanted to do at this point in time. Okay? So government subsidies ends up being a big way for me to make profits. So here, let me show you what I did. Now I start out with Takazawa here. And as you can see, I ran to the left here a train line to this South Nakanazawa station here that I built on April 1st. It finished on April 7th during the day, but I waited until like about midnight on April 8th to actually begin running the rail and stuff. So here what I had to do was this Takanazawa train started out in Takanazawa, and now I've got it. I had to move it for about 20 minutes to get it over here to Nakanazawa. Now, in real life, trains and buses run on schedules. Oops, let's go to here to the Takanazawa one and go to the operating schedule. And let's look at the route. Now, whoops, what I like to do is that. And I kind of forgot to do that initially because basically it's a dead end anyway. But I always like to show where I'm going to dead end and turn around. So let's go here. Now, what I like to do is use this departure time. Okay, so my train's going to start at 6 o'clock. It's going to run 3 loops, okay, 3 times. They take 5 hours each. Okay. Now, I like to, with train stations, I like a 10-minute waiting time instead of 5. Yeah, give your passengers time to load. Okay. Operating hours. So, my train takes off at 6 o'clock. I wake it up at 5:50. Give it 10 minutes to pick up passengers. Really stupid to start the train operating hours at 6 o'clock and it starts off at 6 o'clock because then it doesn't pick up any passengers. So wake the train up 10 minutes before, or the bus, before they're going to take off. And I projected my ending time to be 2100, so I add 10 minutes for 2110 as my hours. You notice I like to run my trains on different colors so that they're easy to identify. And, now, let's take a look at this train line I built. I start off down here in the south, okay? Run up. This is all Nakanazawa. Now I had a huge subsidy. I made 1.1 billion on the subsidy of building this line. Now here it splits off to the left, goes over to Ropponmatsu, which is this castle here, Ropponmatsu Castle. Then it'll come over here to North Nakanozawa. Now I start the train in North Nakanozawa instead of South Nakanozawa because you want to start your train at a place where it's not running more than once through. Okay? If I were to start that train here in South Nakanozawa and give it the start time, okay, then when it comes through the second time, it would kind of wait for the second loop to start running again. So you always have to start your trains at a basically some kind of an end point where you're only going to run through once. Never run through twice. That's why I moved the Takanazawa train from Takanazawa to here. Because it's going to go through Takanazawa on its way out and then back again. So now what we have, I just wanted to show you, I've got, this line was already set up, and you got the little stinky steam train here in Kusama. I have a different train, the Hanari train, running from through Kusama over to Hanari here, okay, and then it dead ends at Hanari. And then I have a bus loop here. I added in the east and north Hanari stops. If you notice, I like to name these bus like a stop station where I've got buses parked. I call them bus, and then the others are stops. And then I use this. These stops help to build up the area near the stops. Okay, so buses are a way to build up stops. Here you see I've got a bus and a couple of stops doing a loop. I've got another bus station here, and right now it's got a long route, okay, going through Nakanozawa. Once again, the stops help build up the town. I have an empty spot here for a future bus station. And here I bought up a bit of property to put an apartment 3 in, which is one of these guys right here, okay? And I like apartment 3s and I like apartment 4s. Now, I also had a subsidy to build 2 commercial buildings here in Nakanozawa. So I built an office building 2 and a mid-rise building 6. These kind of like are really good ones. About $2.5 billion a piece. Okay, so I made some good subsidies and stuff. Now the same thing with let's come down here to the bus station, and let's pick on South Nakanozawa 1. This is the big long one. Once again, I have a departure time, I have a loop time, and then it runs 3 times. Now, this might be a little, not enough time, I'm not sure. But I really like it because then it helps me figure out that, like, okay, I would end my bus at about 18:45. So I'd go like 18:55. I think this runs a little longer. I fixed it later in the play. Now, one thing that I did add here on the first, trucks. Now, in this one, I'm running the trucks. I'm just loading freight. Okay, so here in departure settings, I'm down here doing wait for freight. And as you can see, he's cleared out one of these little spaces here. And I've got a wood pile here that I'm going to work off of. I've got 2 of them here, so I've got 2 different lots. And now I have 1 truck, whoops, servicing Yagamine Lot 1, and I've got 2 serving here, Yagamine Lot 2. I'm going to run this one down out of wood first, then move the second truck over here to Yagamine 1 and run that lot down. I also have materials, a lot of materials here, and I'll be working that down too. Because I've got some lucrative trade early on, okay? As you can see, I'm buying materials at 950K. I've got a discount because of the stock that I start with, and I've got 86 left of that I'm selling at 2,220,000. So I'm making a good profit here, $1 million a trip. Kitatoge, the northern one, is really eye-popping price differential, 3,940,000, and here at Nagakuracho, running south, 3,490,000. Now I used 2 subsidies to build road out here to the east and down here to the south, and then I built a little bit here and a little bit there. I added the South Yagamine train station right here, just to add a little bit of, build up this area and help build up my train ridership. So now let's take a look at my plans. Now, right now, I'm supplementing my staff. I start with 62 employees, but I need 102. After doing this initial build, I need more like 180, so I'm perpetually behind on employees. And, okay. And I did buy some land near some of my stations for future reference, because it's cheaper now. Okay, there you go. Over here in Suma, there's another area. Right now I have a bus running north, bringing tourists from the north to this Suma shrine. I bought this area up because a train station's going in here. I need to connect out to the east. So that is basically phase 1, is get my first big train started. And now I'm going to go to phase 2. It is now May 16th of year 1, about a month and a half in, a little over a month after the first segment. And I've done phase 2. Phase 2 being building my second rail build. So here I've taken and connected Hinari to Suma Shrine. But in addition, okay, you can see that I'm also running the train north off the map. So the train will run from Hinari up to Kitatoge and then back down to Suma Shrine. And what I did is I also built another line out from Suma Shrine to Ojitogi and off the map. Could have, after thinking about it, could have run a little stop down here to say stop over here and then do a pop back up. But I didn't do it. But that might have been a way to do it. But what I did is I decided to use buses. So as you can see in Ojitogi, I have created a new bus line. I repurposed the original Suma Shrine bus to and as you can see, I built some bus stops. Suma gave me a subsidy for building bus stops, the land price. So I built this little bus stop, excuse me, here next to the train station, and that connects up here. Train station's a little too far to get up to the Suma Shrine. You can do about 12 hexes, 12 tiles distance, So this bus station was within range. So I just run a little loop of buses. Now what I've done is this one is a local, and he will go and run to Suma 1 and Suma 2 stops before coming back to Suma Shrine bus and then back to the train bus. This guy is basically the Suma Shrine loop. All he's going to do is go from Suma Shrine bus to Suma train bus, little circle, picking up the passengers along the way. So the bulk of passengers. So some clock running. Yes. Oh, and I love this, man. As you can see, I got 622 million yen because I've been spending a lot of money, and I love driving Makoto crazy. Running, you warning me that we're running low on funds. So now let's take a look. This is kind of an interesting little setup here. The trains will come in, drop off customers, and here we go, got the bus. You can see they're going over here to the train station. Some will go to this little Ropponmatsu shrine right here, which basically is for like the castle here. So as you can see now, we got some guys coming in. And I always judge my bus stops like at the and train stops at the end of the day at midnight to make sure they don't have too much accumulation. During the day, there are times when they may accumulate too many people. Okay, so now let's take a look at the income statement. One thing I like about this game, I'm an accountant, so I like that it has an income statement, and as you can see, I already am making a little bit of profit. I was losing a lot of money. Now I did the roads that I built, that I got a subsidy on, cost me 3 billion, which is offset by the subsidy revenue of 3.6 billion, making some money on fixed asset sales and losing a little bit on fixed asset losses. Right now, a little more losses than income. The other thing I like is this is one game that has a real live balance sheet, okay? Income statement and balance sheet are like your left and right hands, okay? They're like a set, and they tell the complete financial picture of a company. So I love this balance sheet business. Now, I have 3 years, basically, to finish these completion conditions. 600,000 annual tourists, 10 billion yen in recreational economy level, and annual railroad earnings of 3 billion yen. Okay, and I'm at 32 million. Almost 33. So now there will be a fourth condition that we'll see later on in the game. Let's talk about banking. Now, right now, I borrowed what I like to call a microloan, a short-term microloan. I did it for 1 year. Let's see. It shows that my loan date was the 61. I got to pay it in 1 year. Okay. That way, I got a lower interest rate, the 9.7. And this way, I use the microloans. I pay them off and help build up banking confidence. And now the most, let's see, where am I at? Seasonal tour. You get these so like 3 times a year. And you always want to do your seasonal tours because they'll help bring tourists in. It's kind of like advertising for your company. So this is basically 516, so let me move on a little bit. Subsidiaries. I play build and flip. Okay, so right now I'm finding a buyer for the TZ building, which is this guy right here. I sold 2 other small buildings. These guys are still under construction, and when they're done, they will go up for sale. So what I'm doing is building and flipping. Building and flipping. Here I am. It's July 15th, about 2 months later. It's 12 p.m. instead of 12 a.m. Because what I decided to do, this is phase 3. This is me building a tower here, this tower 3. It's a small tower, but pretty. And it's going to be my 4th tourist spot. So if I come down to tourist information, you can see that what's going to happen is I'll end up with a 4th tourist spot over here. You can see with this 4, the tourist route, that's off-map tourist routes. Okay, so I'm connected up to all 4 map sides. Now, no subsidy for building the tower, but what I want to do is now set up to get the next tourist trap going. And once again, Makito's crybabying about I don't have much money. Now, what I did is I also built the shopping centers, a big department store 4 and a fancy swank department store 2, which is kind of like a brand name department store thing. So now let's go over here. Now, as you can see, I'm down to one lot with one lumber thing here on this northern route. Okay, and there it goes. Now, thankfully, that when the truck returns, there won't be any lumber here till 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is the magic time for when manufacturing buildings produce. So you see, he's now sitting and waiting until I get the freight. I also think I set the hours off so it's going inactive for a couple of hours. It'll wake up at 10 o'clock, wait for freight, and as soon as this delivers here, it goes to the truck, and off it goes. In fact, it's getting right there. You can see it. So now this is to cut down expenses. I've already sold one of those old lots that used to store lumber. You can see Yagamine Lot 2 is down to 1 lot. And if we look at my trucks, you can see that Yagamine, I renamed it here, but Yagamine 3 became Yagamine 2. And this Yagamine here 3 is now the one that's running the lot up here from lot 2. And as you can see, I'm already whittling down the pile here. And as I sell them, I'm getting rid of these to cut costs. Okay? Cut costs, maximize profits. Now, let's see. And I built this. So let's just take a quick look here. That's not very interesting. Let's come back down here. And where am I at? Let's look at the income statement. Okay. What am I looking at? So I'm building up. Now I've got over $1 billion in net earnings. Okay, that's after taxes. So I got $2.8 billion in net earnings before taxes. About half of that is going to be corporate and other taxes, so I get a little bit of 50% less than my total profits. Okay, and I'm just keep building and flipping. Let's see, where am I at now? My extraordinary profit is not quite where my extraordinary losses are yet, but that doesn't matter as long as I'm. So now that mid-rise 6 is for sale. I already sold the TZ building. It's no longer mine. Okay. And the other thing that I did is went to the bank. I paid off my first loan and just borrowed another $2 billion today to build the tower, which costs about $2 billion before the land costs. So slowly but surely, I'm this is my basic setup. Now it's just going to be to augment. There goes the back again. It's now March 1st. of Showa year 62. Basically, this is still year one. I'm coming up on my fiscal year end. I happen to have 16 billion cash on hand. I have no loans. Okay, now the loan rate's down to 7.5, 2 points lower than before. I have two buildings now, two fixed assets. The Tower 3 and they're in this little restaurant building way up over by South Nakazawa. Okay, so I've been selling a lot of other buildings. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is, this is a subsidiary trick that I discovered. See this road here? That's Nakazawa. See this road? This is Nakazawa. One tile over. Oh, there's Nakazawa. Yagamine. Okay, Yagamine. Yagamine. Okay. So right here's Yagamine, and right here is Nakazawa. So now watch this little cute trick I'm going to pull. I'm going to do a subsidy. Yagamine Town. Recreational buildings, 3 or more. Construction price subsidized by 35%. Sometimes it'll give you like a 85, 90, 100% land price subsidy. So there's two different kinds of ways to go: construction price and land price subsidies. So I got to build 3 recreational buildings. So I'm going to build Stadium 1. Big time, 8.6 billion. So let's put it right. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, I need to go over one more spot. No. There. Okay, so it's going to go to there. Okay, so now I'm going to build this mostly in Yagamine, but partly in Nakazawa. Now I'm going to come over here and finish up. I need 2 more. So I'm going to build an arcade. A little $450 million item. So I'm going to place it like right here. Rotate it around. I guess we'll do it that way. Okay. Going to come over here, and I'm going to build a little gaming hall. I'm going to put it right here. Whoops, not there. There we go. And you can change types. It'll change colors and things like that a little bit. So, let's take a look here. See, I got 3 things going there. Woo, doggies, look at that. 3.235 billion subsidy. Okay? I'm using the Yagamine subsidy and building it here. In basically, it's going to run off of Nakazawa. Okay? But that was just one thing I figured out. I do this trick at least another once or twice, or a couple of times where I'm building stuff over here and using a Yagamina subsidy, but it's coming out of here. The trains will work out of Takazawa. So now let's talk about so this was part of my year-end tax planning, okay, to build up some expenses and stuff. One of the other things that I was doing, okay, is notice that I'm not trying to sell Tower 3 or the restaurant building, okay? I don't want to incur any more profit from sales of property because I'll have to pay my taxes May 31st. So now by turning them off on April 1st, I can turn them back on to sell again, and the profits will go into the next fiscal year. Also, the reason I started this on March 1st is I will get my subsidy on April 15th in the next fiscal year. Okay? So, once again, this is tax planning, an accountant's trick, okay, where I'm deferring income recognition so that I can defer the payment of taxes. And I was able to build that stadium without any loans. And if we take a look at my thing here, so I've whittled down my profits a little bit, but I'm still going to owe a lot of money on at least $4 billion for taxes. March 31st is when the taxes will be, and I still had 1.6 billion, so Makoto's not freaking out. And let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that it was like the in May I got rid of the Kasama, the little steam train, and I bumped everybody up to 2 cars. Now I just bumped everybody up to 3 cars. Once again, spending a little money before the fiscal year end to reduce taxes. So just fun little accountant ways to try and save money. Now it's July 1st of year 2. And I've got some few interesting things here to show you. One, I have stopped sending lumber north to Kitatoji. So as you can see, I have taken out the truck stop and no longer have any. I sold the what remaining lumber there was and got rid of that stuff. Now I'm down to Yagamine lot. Both of them are down to 1. And I'm continuing the trade for Yagamine. And let's, not there. Let's go to, so I still have 3 trucks, so I still haven't moved. So I'm getting really close to eking out the last dregs of the lumber. I mean, as you can see now, a price of $2,030,000. And I'm only selling for $2,140,000. So basically, as soon as the 15 days are up, I will end the lumber business, and then I will only have some material to sell. Still have a good price differential, $2,040,000, and it cost me $1,450,000. I already sold the stock for the material, so I don't get the little price reduction. It just wasn't worth it. I needed the money more than that. So now, I already paid my taxes. That was done on May 31st. And let's see. Oh, subsidy time. So at 8 o'clock in the morning is subsidy time. Okay? On the 1st of every month is subsidy time. So let's just run to 8 o'clock. Now what happens, now just happens that in this month I got no extra subsidies. I've got all of these already set up here. Okay, so I've got some pretty good construction price. I love the commercial building stuff. Okay, here's a Sakutan residential construction subsidized by 40. And construction price on Yagamine town. So I've got some good little stuff here. Now it didn't happen to give me any subsidies, and basically it's a luck of the draw. You never know quite what your subsidies will be. Now what I wanted to show you here is dividends. This is another one of those kind of like esoteric accounting things that I'm sure most people really don't understand fully. But it's if you know how to play the dividends game. So now, I can pay 10 yen per share. Okay, it would cost me 683 million. Now I have a shareholder confidence of 3. Now what I'm going to do is go to 15, and it's going to cost me a little over a billion, but my shareholder confidence went up. So now shareholder confidence is 4 stars instead of 3. Now, the dividends paid is not an expense. It's coming out of, you're limited by, okay, here, this is where the balance sheet is important. It's limited by the retained earnings you have. You see, I've got over 12 billion in retained earnings, so I could have paid up to 12 billion in subsidies or in dividends, but that would run my retained earnings down, not to mention my cash. Okay. So, and now here you see the commercial economy level for Nakazawa. I'm at 20 billion and I need 24. So, that was why. Now, what I want to do is when I get to incorporate, I want to increase my shareholder confidence so that and increase my dividend payout so that I can attract more buyers when I have my initial public offering. So I'm setting up the public offering. And let's just take a quick look at build and flip. As you can see, the tower is gone. And that little restaurant building I was losing money on, I got another one that's, or maybe, yeah, I got another one that's losing money. But I like these department store ones and restaurant building twos, and I've been placing them around where I get my subsidies for commercial property. Okay. Here it is. It's October 15th of year 2. And in year 2, this is a recession. So for the calendar year of this second year, I've been operating under a recession, which makes things really tough to, build up and stuff. But as you can see, the stadium is now complete. Let's run some clock and let's just see what's going on here. And I have paid off the bank, so I don't have any loans. Okay. Let's take a look at the subsidiaries. So, I'm still trying to find. Oh, this is a different office building too that I built, and I've got a bunch of more buildings that I am trying to find buyers for. Oh yeah, let's just hold on a second and okay. Let's just take one of these guys. Okay, I'm going to cancel the sale. Now I'm going to sell it. Okay, now I can do the find buyer. I could make a profit of about 23 million. Or I can quick sell. And I could get the 140 million now, but I would have a loss of 187 million. There are times when I will quick sell a building just to get some money and to stop bleeding. And it could be for tax planning purposes that I just go ahead and, whoa, was that a blimp or something? Or the trains? So now, you can see the buses are moving around. There goes my train zipping around. I also am now at, whoops, where is it? My trains are now 4 cars instead of 3. So I've been slowly adding cars onto my trains. And let's take a quick look here at my completion conditions. So I'm a little past halfway through the year, and I'm at 373,000, so it looks like I'll hit 600,000 this year. Getting close on the recreation economy, 8 out of 10 billion. Also getting close on the commercial economy level for Nakan Ozawa. Okay, not the whole town, but Nakan Ozawa. And it looks like I'll probably get to about 2 billion in annual railroad earnings this year. And of course, I got to get to 3. Here it is, March 31st of year 2, even though it says Showa year 63. They changed it around like February or something like that. So now what we're doing is we're coming up on fiscal year end time. So let's just go ahead and run some clock until the midnight hour. And Makoto's all happy because we made money. Woo! Look at that. Almost 16 billion in net earnings this second year. You can see on the income trend graph, that looks awesome. Okay. 8.3 billion in taxes to pay. Plus a few others, it'll be about 9 billion. And I only have 517 million on hand. And we have been at a surplus 2 years in a row. And we get the updated attractions. I always hate this. Okay. Oh, good gosh. Now we got Ayaka Matsushima. Now she's all angry. Okay. So here you can see I've completed the annual tourist of 600,000. I've got the commercial economy Nakazawa. Okay, so that was the extra mystery one. I'm still just barely short on the recreation economy. There's a building that's building that on May 2nd it will finish, and that will be the third completion condition. Then it will be the annual railroad earnings of $3 billion. Now, if I look at the balance sheet, love this. Shows that I'm going to have about 9.3 billion in taxes to pay. Okay. On May 31st. Now, luckily, I don't have any loans. Look at that. I got 14 billion loan limit. So my loan limit's been going up and up and up and up. Okay. Now, I wonder what I have in the way of let's see. I've got 284 million coming in from subsidies. But now look, in 2 years, I've made 22 billion in government subsidies. I mean, most of my money made is like government subsidies. Okay. So never underestimate. Oh, dummy. Let's go here to plan. The plan, man. What's the plan? The plan is initial public offering. Well, I have 18 million, luckily, so I'm going to confirm. And in 120 days, around the end of July, and okay. Oh, I hate this. You know, yeah, okay. Always changing the tourist destinations and stuff. Okay, and right here, this exhibition hall, yes, that was another Yagamine subsidy trick. And that's not a cheap building either. So let's see, what do I have coming? Oh yeah, that's the 184 million. So that's what I'm getting mainly from this exhibition hall. But it is also, there were like 4 things that you could build, actually 5. The stadium, the exhibition hall, there are 2 different towers, Tower 3 and there's a Tower 2, a big one, and an amusement park. So there were 4 things that are like really bring in the tourists, have the tourist appeal. Once again, I not added cars like automobiles, added cars like in trains. So I'm now up to 5 cars. Now I built my train stations at a track length of 4, so I had to increase track length except for Hinari. I will add 1 more set of cars and increase track length again. Now, of course, when you want to make sure that your stations are empty when you increase track length, so a couple of trains that are parked at stations, I have to wait till they start running before I can then change the station to add the cars. So now it's just a matter of let's get to the incorporation day. Here we are. It's July 30th of year 3, and this year the economy improved slightly. Okay, so it's not quite a recession, but it's still a bad economy. Now, here comes the big payday. Now, what I ended up doing was spending $5 billion to build a road from here around the stadium to there. $5 billion to run that nice, like a highway road. Okay. Now, as you can see, the people are using the exhibition hall is basically the new attraction because that's what they're featuring now instead of the stadium. And so there's some good flow here. Okay. Our company has gone public. Issuing new shares has increased our capital. Now, total assets 100 billion yen, AAA, gone public, market cap of 80 billion. Now, I happen to have 52 billion on hand. Okay, so I got a $52 billion payout from the stock IPO. Now, on 7/1, I upped my dividend from 15 cents a share to 20 cents a share. And that increased my shareholder confidence to 5 stars. Now I'm going to repay this loan. You can see it'll cost me 14.3 billion. Okay, and I will confirm it. Boom. And I pick up about 348 million in expense for the year. So as you can see, nice and busy now. And you can see like that 141 passengers there, it's got that little like a warning sign. I don't worry about that because during the day, I only worry about it at night. And as you can see, that's clearing out nice. I've got a big number here. And to begin the day, I'll have my buses running those people over to the exhibition hall. Now, let's take a look. Now, Ayaka got that stern look. Boy, in the last year, she's all little Miss Stern. Now, there's a saying that behind every successful man stands a woman with her foot stuck up his ass. I've added that second part there. That's not in the original, but that was basically the implied meaning, is that the women really push their men to be successful. So here I've got a net loss. Whew, look at that, over $8 billion. 1.1 billion in fixed asset sales with only 200 million in losses, so I'm gaining money there. And let's see, subsidy revenue is only like 284 million, so nothing major for subsidy revenue right now. And surprisingly, I had got all these buildings built recently, and I hadn't quite set them to finding buyers yet. Okay, so like if I want to sell that on a find buyer, I could get 6 billion profit. If I were to quick sell it, I would lose 3.5 billion. So obviously, I don't want to quick sell. Okay, right now I'm, since I've already fixed that as far as setting the fixed assets for the buildings for sale. So this is pretty much, now it's just a matter of, as you can see how that bus stop is right there, got a bunch of people waiting. But like I said, during the day, I don't worry about this big warning because as you can see, that number's clearing out pretty quick with my buses running that nice little short loop right around here. And so now, this was payday, getting the big stock offering payout. And I got such a big one because I raised my dividends, raised my shareholder confidence to 5 stars, you can see. And as you can see, here it is, end of July. I'm already at almost 1.4 billion in railroad earnings. So I'm well on my way to the 3 billion. So let us see victory. Okay, now I'm back, and it's December 9th of year 3 at midnight. And if we take a quick look here, we will see that I'm at 2.997 billion. So I'm on the verge of the 3 billion for the final income, for the final completion condition. Makoto still looks sad because now I'm still losing 2.5 billion. Okay. And he's going to be sad until I start making some money. Now, I built this aquarium and this amusement park over here. Yeah, amusement park. And these are a couple more. These are like 1-star. The aquarium, the amusement park is a 1-star, but the aquarium here is not a star. Now, I made a mistake building it here. Yes, I did the Yagamine trick as far as subsidy trick here. I should have built it over here to the left of the stadium. That would have been the smarter play, getting it along the roads near one of the bus stops. I was hoping that the bus stop here in front of the exhibition hall would work for the aquarium, but that didn't seem to work out quite so well. So let's go ahead, let's run a little clock, and let's wait and see victory. Got my buses running, there go my trains. And then I've got the Tower 2 growing right there. I built that. I just decided to have some fun, building these things. So now, Ayaka's all happy now. We have got the railroad earnings, hit the 3 billion, and and I've completed all the victory conditions, okay? Now, that's not all, folks. I'm going to come back real quick and show you the Tower 2 as it's completed. So don't go run away. Now, let's take a little train ride. I couldn't get to the front of the train. Somehow it just wanted to stay at the back. So let's just kind of take a little ride on the Takanzawa train here. Now we're at the Takanzawa station. And you can see lots of people are lining up there. And here we go. And let's see what we can see. There's the exhibition hall. So you can't see quite as much as you'd like to see sometimes on the train rides. And now this is South Yagamine. See lots of people going on and off. And now we're coming here. So I guess where I am is I'm at the front of the train, but I'm looking in essence backwards. And now we're going off the edge. So end of the train ride. Let's get back to over here. Now let's take a look at this bad boy Tower 2. Okay. You can see that it is a bit bigger than the Tower 3. I think it might be like modeled after like a Tokyo radio tower or something like that. Now let's just go ahead and run some clock. You can now see that I've got a new favorite attraction, and the buses are now running. I had to change routes on the buses. Okay, see the South Nakazawa line? I've got 3 buses, but 2 different colors. These 2 on the 10 line are running a short route around the tower. Okay, the third one is running the long original route around the town. Okay, and as you can see, Nakazawa has been growing because I had those bus stops there, helping things grow. So as you can see, this is a fun game. I love the game system. The scenarios for the tourism were kind of this was the best of the scenarios, and there were some that are just ridiculous. You know, one of the things I didn't like was the game kind of forces you, especially on expert level, to rush, rush, rush. You know, and that's why having to do the build and flip. And let's just see, I'm trying to sell the amusement park. I've got some buildings now that I like to keep because they're nice and profitable. I got to get rid of that Department 1. There's a couple that are kind of dogs. Sometimes I just build them so that I get the subsidy. Yeah, Kusama, that's where I thought. Okay, and if I look over here, okay, we're back to everybody's sleepy. But you see there's nobody in the bus stations. But there will be quickly, and then we'll have the buses running around going crazy. And the Suma Shrine is doing fine, and I've been able to try to build this area up, and you can see how they're coming back down here to the bus station, and then they'll be coming around back and forth, back and forth. Some are going out. Now, some of the tourists right there that are going on that other bus is the local, they're going the long way around, so I'm definitely picking up some money because they are taking the long way up from the station to the shrine. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I think I'm going to make another one. I decided since the scenarios are kind of lame that I'm going to take a shot at creating my own scenario. So I think what I'm going to do is once I've done creating my new scenario, then I'll do a video kind of showing how that's supposed to work. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that you've learned some tricks about subsidies and stuff that you can use or abuse. And I'll hope that you have a great day.